A classic Caro-Kann defense endgame variation emerges in Hungarian Super League to lakhs 2425 round 8, setting the stage for an intriguing battle. On e4. On c6. Knight f3. On d5. On d3. On takes e4. On takes e4. Queen takes d1 check entered in Caro-Kann defense endgame variation. King takes d1. Knight f6. Threatening knight takes e4. Knight bd2 played by Fodor. On g6. Knight e1. Bishop h6. Gombocz is planning to play. Bishop takes d2. Bishop takes d2. Knight takes e4 and gain a significant edge. On f3 played by Fodor. King castled kingside. On c3. On b6. On a4 it is novelty move. Bishop e6. King c2. Knight fd7. On h4. Knight c5. Rook a3. On a5. On h5. Threatening pawn takes g6. Bishop f4 played by Gombocz. Knight d3. Threatening knight takes f4. Knight takes d3 played by Gombocz. Bishop takes d3. Rook d8. Knight c4. Threatening bishop takes f4. Bishop takes c1 played by Gombocz. Rook takes c1. Knight d7. On takes g6. On takes g6. Knight e3. Knight c5. Threatening rook takes d3. Bishop e2 played by Fodor. Rook a7. Rook d1. Threatening rook takes d8 check. Rook takes d1 played by Gombocz. Bishop takes d1. On f5. On takes f5. On takes f5. On f4. Rook d7. Bishop e2. King g7. On b4. Threatening pawn takes c5. Knight e4 played by Gombocz. Gombocz wants to play. Rook d2 check. King c1. Rook takes e2 and gain a significant edge. Bishop d3 played by Fodor. Knight g3. Bishop c4. Fodor is planning to play. Bishop takes e6. Rook d8. Knight takes f5 check. King f6. Knight takes g3. King takes e6. On takes a5. On takes a5. On c4. Rook h8 and establish a winning position. Bishop d5 played by Gombocz. Bishop takes d5. On takes d5. On c4. Threatening knight takes d5. On takes c4 played by Gombocz. Knight takes c4. Knight e2. Knight takes b6. Stop here and find the strongest move for Gombocz. Rook c7 check is best move here because King b3. Knight takes f4. On takes a5. On e5. On g3. Knight d3 position is equal. Let's proceed to the main game. Knight takes b6. On takes b4 is not the best move played by Gombocz. Rook g3 check. Knight takes g3. Knight takes d7. Knight e to stop here and find the strongest move for Fodor. On a5 is a strong choice, since Knight d4 check. King b2. King f7. On a6. Knight b5. Knight c5. Fodor have small advantage. Let's explore the main game. Knight e2. On g3 slightly worse move played by Fodor. Knight d4 check. King d3. Threatening king takes d4. On b3 played by Gombocz. Gombocz is looking to play. On b2. King takes d4. On promotes to queen at b1 and dominate the board. King c3 played by Fodor. King f7. On a5. Fodor is preparing to play. Knight c5. On b2. King takes b2 and establish a winning position. King e6 played by Gombocz. Threatening king takes d7. Knight b6 played by Fodor. On b2. Threatening pawn promotes to queen at b1. King takes b2 played by Fodor. King d6. On a6. Fodor might go for. On a7. King c6. On promotes to queen at a8 check and increase their advantage significantly. Knight b5 played by Gombocz. Knight c8 check. King c7. Threatening king takes c8. Knight takes e7 played by Fodor. Knight d6. King c3. Knight e4 check. King c4. Knight takes g3. King b5. Fodor is looking to play. Knight d5 check. King d6. On a7. King takes d5. On promotes to queen at a8 check. King d4. Queen f3 and dominate the board. Knight e4 played by Gombocz. Knight d5 check. Pause the video and find the best move for Gombocz. King d6 is logical continuation as. On a7. King takes d5. On promotes to queen at a8 check. King d4. Queen a3. Knight f6. Still Gombocz is losing. Let's analyze the main game. Knight d5 check. King c8. Slightly worse move played by Gombocz. King b6. Gombocz saw no escape and decided to resign.